Hello and welcome from the veggie garden, which is looking a bit like the jungle garden these days. You know, things are doing what they're doing in the garden. But today I really wanted to talk about the butterfly pea flower. And this might be a bit of a niche video. Every year I like to grow something that I've never grown before, and this year's experiment plant was the butterfly pea vine, and I want to tell you all about it. I want to tell you why I think you should grow it. I want to show you how to harvest and dry the flowers for tea. And also I'll show you how to harvest the seeds, and stick around until the end and I will tell you how you can get your own free seeds from me instead of having to go out and buy it if you're interested in trying to grow your own butterfly pea flower next year. Okay, so first let's start with what is a butterfly pea flower. It is this blue vine right here. The scientific name is Clitoria tiana, and the genus of that, Clitoria, comes from a Greek word, and I'm pretty sure that you can figure out where it comes from, and I won't have to explain that to you. Anyways, it produces these beautiful true blue flowers, and it produces a lot of them. The vine itself is native to the India, Africa region, so it's very much a tropical plant, and it's used a lot in Southeast Asian recipes as a tea that has anti-inflammatory properties, or as food coloring, or in baking. The reason that I wanted to grow it is because I thought it would be really fun to show the girls this magic tea. So another interesting property about the butterfly pea flower is that it is a pH indicator. When you steep these flowers, you will create a bright blue tea. And then if you add an acid to that tea, like lemon juice, the tea will turn purple. So it was a lot of fun, and there are a lot of really neat drink recipes, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, that you can make with butterfly pea flowers. Also, you can dry them, grind them up, and use them as a natural food coloring if you're looking to avoid artificial food coloring. Lots of neat uses for this flower. Also, it is very beautiful, and the bees love it. You've probably seen them buzzing around me as I've been talking about the butterfly pea flower. And if you look online for butterfly tea, you will see how expensive they are. So it really is worth growing in your own garden to try the butterfly tea instead of buying it. Another interesting thing about this flower is that it contains a compound that has anti-inflammatory properties, also said to promote weight loss and all those other good stuff. I didn't grow it for that purpose, so I can't tell you if I'm less inflamed or more inflamed. I didn't really do any sort of experiments, and I don't really notice a difference, but I do really love making tea with it and drinking it with my girls for the bright, fun color and for the color changing properties that it has. So maybe you'll lose weight, maybe you'll be less inflamed, or maybe you'll just have a really bright, fun, colorful drink that you can enjoy if you decide to grow these at home. So really quickly, let's get into how I'm growing butterfly pea, and then when to pick them and how I've been drying them and storing them. So I started butterfly pea flower from seed. In my area, I garden in Atlanta, Georgia. I started it in early February this year. I didn't do anything special to the seeds to get them started. I didn't file them down or nick them. I did soak them for a couple of hours before planting to soften up that outer shell. But otherwise, I put them into the soil, put them in the same conditions that I put all of my seeds that I start for the garden, and then it just grew from there. After the threat of last frost, I planted them outdoors, and they really didn't do much for a very long time in the garden until it started heating up. And that really makes sense. If you remember, these are tropical plants, and they are going to wait for those tropical conditions, that heat, that humidity, to really set in before exploding. I didn't fertilize these. I didn't do anything to them other than amend the soil with compost before planting, and you can see how much it's taken off. Okay, so like I mentioned before, the butterfly pea flower is a vine, and so it needs some sort of vertical element to climb. I popped it into the corner of this trellis here that I have supporting all of my tomato plants and just let it go. It actually climbed up the trellis all by itself, and it will kind of wander and climb up whatever it finds to support itself. So I didn't do any sort of training, any sort of pruning, any sort of messing with this vine. It just kind of found its way to anything that grows up and climbed up itself. I appreciate a plant that can just take care of itself. In terms of pests and diseases, I do see some leafcutter bugs on this. I think also I've seen aphids, but it hasn't really affected the production of the flowers, which is what you're harvesting. So, I mean, no problems really that have impacted production. So I feel like it's a very easy, beginner-friendly, great plant that is really fun and beautiful. Now, in terms of harvesting, I come out and harvest butterfly pea flowers every day or every other day, and I will show you why. So these butterfly pea flowers, they open for about a day, and they're very, very easy to spot when they're open because they are bright, bright blue. So they're easiest to harvest at this stage because you see them. After that, they kind of start hiding and disappearing, and they're hard for me to find. So let me show you. So the flowers will open for one day, and then after that, the next day, they kind of look like this. They have this wavy appearance here, and you can see them because they're nice and white. You can identify it as a spent flower because it looks a little bit wavy. Okay, on the other hand, you can see this is a closed bud that hasn't opened up yet. It has a very straight edge right here and maintains that straight edge as the bud opens up before it blooms. So anything with a straight edge, I don't normally pick unless I'm showing you. But if it has a kind of ruffled edge, you know it's already opened up and bloomed. Okay, now I want to show you what the flowers look like after they dried on the vine and how hard it is to see them.
Okay, can you see them? Maybe it's just my eyes, but there are 2 butterfly pea flowers that have dried on the vine and are ready for harvest in this frame. Maybe zooming in will help. Do you see it now? Yeah, exactly. This is why I harvest every day. They're almost impossible to find once they dry on the vine. So for me, it's easier to just get out there more often than it is to overturn leaves and hunt for them. So that's my method, but you definitely have to do what works best for you and your family schedule. I just find this to be the easiest way to harvest.
Even though I try to come out here every day to harvest or every other day to harvest, I still miss a number of butterfly pea flowers that then turn into seed pods, which is totally okay because I get to save some for myself for next year. I want to share them with you. I also saw that Baker's Creek is offering butterfly pea flowers for sale. I believe it's $5 a seed packet at the time of posting this video. So if you don't get in on this giveaway and really, really want to grow your own butterfly pea flowers, definitely check out that website. I've ordered seeds from them in the past, and the seeds are always really great and reliable. But if you do want to get some of my seeds, I will be giving away 10 seed packets to my YouTube garden friends. All you have to do is make sure that you're subscribed and leave me a comment below and say, I would like some butterfly pea flowers. I will go through, randomly pick 10 winners to receive a seed packet from me that you can grow next year in your garden. As you can see, I have a number of butterfly pea pods on the vine. Even though I come out here regularly to harvest butterfly pea flowers, a number still escape me and form seeds, which is totally fine. But I wanted to take a quick minute and show you when a seed pod is ready for harvest versus when it's still developing and growing.
So here's 2 stages of seed pods. You can see the one on the right is more mature than the one on the left. They start out very thin and flat. And as the seeds mature inside, you can kind of start to see the outline of those black seeds in the seed pod. It may look like these seed pods are ready to harvest, but they're not quite ready yet. Actually, your seed pods are ready to go when they turn brown. It'll take about another month or so before I have any seeds that are harvestable. But once you harvest them, they look like this.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly finish harvesting all of the butterfly pea flowers that I see today, and then I'm gonna show you how I dry them and how I store them.
Were you expecting some adorable wicker harvest basket? Yeah, I just use a Rubbermaid with a paper towel. It gets the job done. But first, let's make some tea. And here's today's harvest. Believe it or not, I harvested about this many flowers yesterday as well.
Excuse me. Hello. Every video. Okay, so let's talk about the drying process for butterfly tea flowers. If you want to drink butterfly tea during the summer, you can use the fresh flowers. You actually have to use less fresh flowers to get the same concentration of butterfly tea versus dry flowers. But of course, we want to dry our flowers so that we ensure that we're able to drink butterfly tea or able to create yummy confections in the winter. So the drying process is very, very simple. I don't have a dehydrator or anything fancy. I literally just take that Rubbermaid tub that I line with the paper towel and there's airflow throughout. It looked about the same as that yesterday, but when it dries down, it shrinks significantly. I hope you're able to hear how dry they are. The butterfly tea flowers are laying so that they've dried significantly in just one day. And once they have this right here was yesterday's harvest, easy to remove from the outer greens that I left on. So for me, it's easiest to pick the flowers with the little leaf attached, and it's not a big deal. And then once it dries out a little bit, I will go through one by one and just pop it right off. It's so much easier than trying to remove the leaves from your fresh flower. These flowers are mostly dried. There's still a little bit of moisture to some of them. I normally just pop them into this container and then I leave this container with the top off. That'll allow the last few flowers to dry naturally over a couple of days. If I wanted to close this container, I would take yesterday's flowers and move them to another paper towel and let those dry separately for a few more days before storing them for the winter. Basically, you want to make sure that your flowers have absolutely no moisture left in them. Otherwise, mold will happen, and that would just be a very, very sad way to end your butterfly pea season. I would love to hear your experience with growing butterfly pea flowers, or if you know of any recipes that I could use butterfly pea flowers for. I know this is pretty popular in Thai cuisine, and I'm sure others in the Southeastern Asian region. I would love for you to tell me your favorite recipes, because I am definitely going to be harvesting and storing this away so that I can make lots of blue delicious things in the future. Okay, and that is it for this video. If you are interested in grabbing a seed packet for me, just comment below, say I would like to grow butterfly pea flowers. Then in a couple of weeks, I'll randomly select 10 people, grab your addresses, and ship you the butterfly pea flowers. So hopefully next year you're able to enjoy a similar harvest and try this really neat crop. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting if you comment on this video. Thank you for liking it if you like this video. All of that engagement really helps grow my baby channel, and I want to make sure that you know how much I appreciate that. I will see you in the next video.